Hello, and thanks for being here today. Someone made the suggestion that I do a video about the differences between religion and spirituality. So, right up front, I want to say that although my background is in Christianity, and I don't apologize for that, I certainly don't regret the grounding and things that I've learned. And so I want to say that everyone is welcome on this channel, whether you have a religion and consider yourself a religious person, or you consider yourself a spiritual person and practice some individual form of spirituality. Everyone is welcome. So I thought to be able to give you some definitions or some history or some things of interest about spirituality or religion, that first I tried to find a definition, and it wasn't that easy. So, definitions. While related, spirituality refers to a personal, individual search for meaning and connection to something greater than oneself, often focusing on inner peace and purpose, while religion is a structured system of beliefs and practices, usually within a community that provides a framework for understanding the divine and living a moral life, and often with established rules and doctrines. So some of the key differences are spirituality is more about a personal connection and meaning making, while religion is about adherence to a set of established beliefs and practices within the community. As far as structure goes, spirituality is often fluid and individualized. We call it non-traditional, while religion has a more structured set of rules and rituals and teachings. As far as community goes, spirituality is often practiced individually, while religions that involves participation in a particular community, or at the very least a particular set of beliefs and rituals. Spiritual practices in the two. For spirituality, they practice meditation and spending time in nature. Some people journal about the meaning of life, but they're certainly not limited to those. Many people practicing spirituality study the writings, the spiritual writings, and also participate in prayer, and may actually be part of a group system, all practicing similar ways. Religious practice involves attending church services, praying according to the specific guidelines of your religion, and study of religious texts. But it also, some religious people meditate and some journal. So there's certainly overlap between the practices of people. Meanings of religion and spirituality evolve over time, and the meaning of these terms have rapidly changed in the last 50 years. And this little bit of information is from an article from the Bowling Green College of Arts and Sciences when they were trying to define religion and spirituality. They said that for much of the 20th century, religion was seen by psychologists and other scientists as a broad term that covered both the individual and the institutional. But in the latter part of the century, the term spirituality was introduced, and it began to take on some of the meaning of religiousness. In the process, broad-based views of religion gave way to narrower perspectives, and the terms religion and spirituality became increasingly polarized from each other. Today, many people make striking contrasts between these two. The tension between the two, religion and spirituality, could be overstated, though, and probably depending on the branch of a religion that you participate in and the type of spiritual practices that you have. And I can only speak for Christianity. That's the religion I knew. And I can only speak for the United States because I've always lived here. But studies show that most people in the U.S. describe themselves as both religious and spiritual. For example, one national survey showed that about 65 of Americans label themselves religious and spiritual. 15 to 20% of Americans call themselves spiritual but not religious. Now, I'm not sure when this survey was taken, so let's say 20 to 25% of Americans consider themselves spiritual but not religious, and 5 to 10% say that they are religious but not spiritual, and another 5-10% say they're neither religious nor spiritual. Although religion and spirituality are similar in many important ways, they do differ in the areas of function and context. In terms of function, religion is directed toward the pursuit of a wider set of destinations and goals than spirituality. Religion serves the important purpose of facilitating spirituality itself, but it also functions as well serving other things that are psychological and social. In contrast, spirituality focuses on the search for one significant destination. This article calls it the sacred. We could call it higher consciousness or sacredness or the divine or some inner peace or full humanity. You see, there are lots of different ways to describe that inner search. I also saw a quote. Now, this was from a Christian writer, and his or her article was about Christian spirituality. And they gave a quote from the scripture, but I want to show how overlapped and broad both religion and spirituality are. And I think in all religions and many books about the individual spirituality, you can find similar quotes. This is from the New Testament in the Bible, Galatians 5:22 and 23. It says, "The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law." Wonderful things, aren't they? I think that we all who are on some kind of a spiritual path, be it religious or individual, or let me say, be it institutional, organized religion, or individualized, are believing that those things are within our inner core, in that central part of us called sometimes spirit or Christ consciousness or God within. And I believe that all people who are seeking spirituality are seeking these things. And if you're on a good spiritual path, you will begin to let your light shine. You will begin to manifest love and joy and peace and share it with others. So thanks for being here. Please leave your comments and your questions and suggestions. I think this was a good suggestion, and I hope that you'll leave yours. And in the meantime, be safe, be well. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye for now.